Now, it's a great pleasure tonight to have playing at our concert Goodwin, and it's a name we've heard so much about back in Australia, but to actually meet the man and be here and playing with him is just fantastic for us. So would you like to greet once more Gordon Goodwin as he comes to play with the band?
Thanks, Gavin. I've been to Australia twice in the last 2 years, and got to play and adjudicate and work with bands like these guys, and it's really amazing to go there and to see the same thing happening in pockets of communities there that's happening here. You know, you've got kids that fall in love with a kind of music that was popular 75 years ago. And for some reason, they hook onto it. A lot of times, it seems to me it's a similar thing where you've got a situation where you've got a guy like Brad Davis or a guy like Gavin who shows them the way, and the kids hop on board, and then before you know it, you've got a culture. You've got a culture of musical excellence. And so the interesting thing for me is adjudicating over there, this festival I did. So they had, I think maybe, the first time I went over, they probably had 1,000 kids, maybe hundreds of bands, 4 or 5 divisions, you know, of bands, and the winner of each division got $10,000. Second place was $7,500. Third place, $5,000. And so they were asking me, so how does that compare to what it's like in the States? I said, it doesn't compare at all. You get a little plaque and a certificate. Think about that for a minute, those of you band parents here, what $10,000 would do to this music program. And so of course they have you know, corporate sponsors, and they have, you know, people that can put the money up because they understand the value that an arts education has, not just to create young new jazz musicians, but to take a young mind and teach it how to think. Teach it how to think spatially, teach it how to problem solve. And that's the thing. When we have budget cuts in California in these schools, and they look to the arts and go, well, that's optional. And that's what they're overlooking. I can't believe that it's still something that we have to address, but that's on us. It's on the parents of these kids to make sure that we are able to get on our soapbox enough to tell people, explain why it's important. You know? I know I'm preaching to the choir a little bit since you guys are here supporting this, but anyway, I've had a fantastic time going to Australia. It's just so great to welcome these guys here to Los Angeles. And, we're going to play a couple tunes. The first is an arrangement, an old arrangement of an even older song that I did. Now let's see. The song was written in 1952 by Victor Young. And this arrangement, I wasn't too far out of college when I wrote it. I mean, I'm thinking it might have been, you know, in the 80s sometime. And the thing is, it's such a great classic song that I can play for you here tonight and not be embarrassed about it. This is a beautiful composition called When I Fall in Love.